Good morning, Rahul, or good evening. You're in India, correct?
Yeah. Hey, good morning there.
How are you doing?
Doing good. Yeah, it was a break, so yeah, good to be back.
It's probably good to be on break too. Unless
Yeah.
you're with family. If you're with family, it's like, oh my God. I don't mean your kids, I mean like, your in-laws.
Yeah, not no as of now. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm joking. I'm just trying to be funny.
Yeah. Last week, Boris and I were there on the call, so we discussed a couple of things. So yeah,
Good,
hopefully, if he joins today, we can discuss.
good, good. Yeah, no, I wasn't here last week because I had a what do you call it? A conflict at that time. So I tried to be pretty good about making sure that, oh, look, Boris is here, that I'm running the call, but sometimes my day job gets in the way. So, hi, Boris, how are
Yeah.
you?
Hello.
What's happening?
All good?
Good. How's work treating you?
Usual.
Yeah, I will let you guys know beforehand. I try to let you guys know beforehand if I'm not going to be able to make it to the meetings. I'll usually send that message out in Slack, Boris. I just saw your message.
Yeah, just double checking.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. Thank you. I started taking on a DPU-based project at work, and so I've been pulled into that a lot, so it's been kind of sucking up a decent amount of time. Yeah. How's everyone doing in their own universe? How was the Linux One Summit? Thoughts? Did I lose you guys?
I didn't follow the summit.
No, you didn't go, Marsha
Yeah.
or Boris?
Yeah, but there are not many people. Good morning.
Hi, Murphy.
Hi, Marsha. How you doing?
Good morning. Good.
So Rahul brought up that he had been chatting with you last week, Boris, and that you guys had started covering some stuff. Do you want to dive into that today? Or do you want to
Yeah.
go into the backlog?
No, I would like to dive in for sure.
Okay, so Rahul, you wanna lead with what's happening?
I think I was just following up Boris, so trying to get help him out in Ansible, right? So Boris, I mean, I looked internally, so I mean, I'll only start helping you out in Ansible. So I went through the basics, so maybe in a day or two I should be ready to help you out in the task, and I'm able to access the links that you send me, Grafana and Prometheus. So all is set. So maybe let's figure out the next. We can start small. So if you can tell me a basic task to start with, I can ramp up
Sure.
this week.
Let's just bring Laura and Mersha up to speed what we're talking about. So
Yeah.
Mersha did a lot of a great job in setting the lab. What I wanted to do is to take upon the automation of the lab.
Okay.
So I created an Ansible playbook. Mersha, have you looked at it already or not yet? Mersha?
Did we lose you, Marsha?
Hello? Yes, I think so. I couldn't hear anything for the last 2-3 seconds.
Yeah, so Boris was saying that he had created an Ansible playbook to start building up lab automation.
Yes, I think that.
Okay. So what I asked Rahul is if he can chime in, because he has a team that knowledgeable in Ansible and contribute also to the playbook. My goal is to automate everything that we do today manually, Mersha, in the lab to be fully automatic, including package installations, telegraph metrics, all the services and fixes, BIOS settings, everything that you do like day to day. I wanted to have this through the playbook. That sounds good to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's not me doing the work, so I have nothing to object.
Yeah, but what I wanted to ask you is if you, instead of doing the manual steps, sometimes like if you want to install a new package or you need to update something, instead of doing it manually, if you can do it through the playbook, I think that will help us to
Yeah, definitely. If a
improve.
playbook is created and it's already installing 10 package, I will add there the 11th instead of doing
Yes.
it manually. But if I
Yes.
need to create it from scratch, that may be a challenge.
No, the playbook is already created, so you just can add to the playbook. For example, I know that your management server arrived, right? Can we talk about that a second?
Yes, of course.
So if the new management servers arrived, so you said that you are moving, doing the migration manually of all the services over there. So again, maybe we can do it through the playbook.
But the playbook will have to be created. That's the thing.
I created a playbook.
All right. Maybe we should spend some time and try to deploy it using the playbook if it's created.
Yeah,
see if
I
it works.
deploy. Yeah, I run it today on the DH1 server. Yeah, I do playbook, Ansible playbook setup, and it works. Yeah, I have the inventory file that describes our lab, and it's all up and running.
Okay. Yeah, we could run it there. I was there are a bunch of action items that needs to happen for the migration to be complete. So we can see how much the playbook covers, how much I need to still do manually.
Exactly.
Where
So
I was left currently, because everything that I installed bare metal on the DH1, I wanted to be like containers, like we discussed on the management, like the DHCP server and so on.
Yeah.
And for those, I was looking at a way to start them, one in the right order, and second, start them every time the server reboots. So I was looking at the...
Let me help you with all of this, right? I already did it several times. So, for example, for Prometheus, Grafana, everything I put in the OpenTelemetry, they all start in the right order already with all the proper dependencies. So we should just enhance the Docker Compose file with all the containers that you need. And I have all the examples already up and running from the SGTP work that I did in OPI. So don't spend much cycles on this. Just reach out, let's do it together because I have a lot of knowledge in this. And then we can add it to the Ansible. So the Docker Compose is started automatically. Make sense?
About the Docker Compose to be started automatically. This is where I was looking if there is a generic way to do it and not me having to do a quick bash script as a service.
No, Docker and Docker Compose support restart automatically, so we can do it. Yeah, restart policy always.
Okay.
And already today in the playbook itself, I already start the Docker Compose file, so we can just add to the same Docker Compose file the new DHCP server, and it will be up and running.
I'll ping you on Slack, and we'll find some time when we can both connect.
And the most priority for me is if we have the server up and running, like let's update the IP addresses because I cannot do anything because I don't know what the IP address of the management server. So let's open a pull request for the ips.md so we know where the management server is.
Yeah, so the management server IP address should be the 0.1, which currently it's occupied by DH1, so the two needs to flip. And the other question is that before they... Okay, so how do I do these addresses? DHCP server gives IP addresses to anything in the lab that it doesn't know about, let's say. So all the IPs 172.22.222.x are assigned to devices that have not yet been... and I get those from the list file from the DHCP server. I don't know if we can make that list more public somehow, but I want to be dynamic. I don't want manually to keep copy pasting from that list file. Because every time we bring something up, a new nick, it's installed, something else appears there.
Yeah. So we can start with a static allocation according to the MAC addresses, because
But
to the
before
same.
you do the manual mapping between MAC IP, it gets a dynamic one from the DHCP. And
No, in the
right
DHCP, no, in the DHCP server itself, you can say that for this MAC address, assign this IP always.
But before you say that, it gets an IP from 222, and right now that management server is in that state where it has not been yet allocated an IP, because the IP that's allocated to it, it's on DH1, and we do the switcheroo once the config is complete. Otherwise, we're gonna end up with everything going down.
Okay.
So right now it's something like 222.123, I don't know, whatever you can see it in the list file, I believe.
Okay, I'll check the list file. Yeah, no problem. So how you access? So you access the management server through the 222 IP address?
Yeah, 222.123, whatever it got assigned.
Okay, I see. So anyways, back to the Ansible. So my ask to you is if we can work through the Ansible. So the more we run it, the more bugs we fix and the better it becomes. And Rahul said that his team can jump in and help us adding more stuff into the playbook, which is amazing. So what I did currently is I also included in the Ansible, I added the top of the rack switch, Arista. So now I want to do GitOps in our lab, right? So every time we change a Arista config file, I will trigger automatically GitHub action that will send this configuration file to the Arista and apply it. So every time we merge a pull request, the Arista config is applied. So this is my vision to do. I also added the BMCs, iDRACs, and ILOs in the Ansible. So now we can change the BIOS settings through the playbook as well. And then package installation, we already have at least Docker and all the things, Marsha, that you mentioned manually on your README file. That's all being taken care of. I also run the Telegraph container and all the Compose with all the Prometheus Grafana stuff is also running. So yeah, that's kind of state of the art on the Ansible and the work that Rahul said his team can contribute as well.
Yeah, nobody in team has worked on Ansible, so I'll start on it basically.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
I hope that was helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so in light of all that, it sounds like you guys sort of have a game plan. You guys want to capture it in Jira, or I mean in GitHub, or did you?
Yeah, absolutely. No, let's track it. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let me pull it up. Bear with me for 1 second, guys. All right. Screen. Right, so I'm going to go into issues into do. And let's start adding some stuff here. Do we want to just build the baseline issue that is oh, did they change something? Looks different. Where's the add state? Am I not oh, I'm not logged in. That helps. Okay. Corporate VPN is getting in the way. Bear with me, guys.
Marsha, and did you get a resolution on the Marvell card? The cable arrived. We can bring it up, or still
I
no?
have not got any notification of anything arriving cable-wise. I can ask. So maybe they forgot to send me a note, but I'll ask.
Question, do we already have something that's covering the Ansible playbook? There's one for the lifecycle management, but you want to create an Ansible you created an Ansible playbook for automation, right?
For the lab itself, yes.
Right, okay, but that, we don't really have an issue in to-do state, right?
No.
You already did create it, to be fair, but
I created a baseline that we need obviously to enhance with missing pieces, yes. So.
okay. No W.
We have issues 14, 15, 16 on the in progress state to create a manual instructions for the card bring up, so we can automate it. So once it's automated, once we have the manual instructions, we can also automate it in the Ansible as well.
Okay, so this, it has some dependency on creating manual instructions. Baseline hasn't been built, but we will need to partner with Rahul's Ansible team. Do we want to add explicit action items in here in this specific issue, or do we want to start spelling things out in separate issues? How do you guys want to move forward on that?
I prefer everything in this issue, and then if we need to split, we'll have this all text here, so we can then split into separate.
Got it. All right.
Sure.
So what do we want to track? What do we want to say we're doing? What are the first key things that you guys want to make sure get taken care of?
I want, first of all, I want the add the BIOS settings change in the playbook.
This will be for any new server, right? Existing servers are already.
Yeah, but we can test it on the existing servers, obviously. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Then I want a Arista top of the rack switch. Marsha, do we have a single switch or two switches? One 100 and one top of the rack, or just one Arista?
No, we have two. We have the top of the rack, which is like, I don't know, 1025 and has few 100 gig ports. And then we have the 100 gig ports that connects all the smart NICs in between them for test purpose.
I couldn't connect to one of those. I only was able to connect to one of those, not to both of them. So maybe I'll ping you offline. We'll see how we connect to both. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so what I said is a Arista top of the rack switch. What I want to do here is to send configuration, right? So all on the Arista, right?
On
Send
the
configuration. Yeah.
Okay.
On the Arista switch, yeah. Automatically from GitHub. And the next item is we want the management server that Marsha just installing. We want to add it into the playbook. New management server.
Okay.
Then we also have Marvell and Pensando cards that are not up, obviously, so I couldn't add them. So again, I would like to see an issue for Marvell and Pensando cards in the Ansible as well.
So is there anything pending from Marvel side regarding the Marvel card?
Cable.
I can check. Okay. let me
Cabling,
check
and then you're
with
going to start.
Anand.
Then he's going to start. Do you have the Marvell card with the BMC, right? We have the Marvell card with the new BMC, correct?
That, yes.
You got to be careful about the firmware on that. So make sure you get the correct new firmware for that. We've been having some problems in-house bringing up our Marvell card, and part of it, our new card with the BMC, and part of it is the firmware that we were told to put on it. So make sure that you get the right one, and let me know if you have any problems with it, and I'll put you in touch with, I'm sure Rahul can too, but I'll put you in touch with the right folks. Okay.
Yeah. So who are you coordinating with, Marsha, in Marvel?
At Marvell, we're working with Anila LaRue.
Anil? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So may I request to send if you can send him an email for the pending items, I'll talk to him today and get it expedited.
Okay.
Sure. Thank you.
I don't know what pending items you have though, Marcia, so let me know.
So I have all the demos done at the summit.
Oh, so
that
you have the
allowed-
card up and running, you just don't have the right cable for it?
No, for the Marvel card? For the Marvel card, yes, I need the power cable from the HP server.
Mhm. So you don't have it up and running yet?
The card,
No.
no.
The card is down. Yes,
Okay,
card is down. We cannot bring it up.
yeah. They're a little bit, they're just like every other vendor, they're a little complex.
The question is if we are waiting for Marvell cable or HP cable.
HP cable.
That's
So we're waiting on HP guys, not Marvell guys. Who is
Well,
doing the
no,
cable?
you have to order, you have to find the, getting the power, so there's a whole bunch of issues with DPUs bring up that we need to figure out ways to bring light to. Because every vendor has different, every vendor has different peripheral needs. For obviously,
It's the same. Okay, my opinion is different. Everybody is the same. If you
everybody's
treat
the
it
same,
as
it's just that everybody's kind of hard.
if you treat it as a GPU from installation perspective,
Yeah.
everybody just works.
Yeah,
Don't treat it as a NIC, treat it as a GPU. So with that in mind, it's fine. But then the problem is that the documentation on the HP was not telling which power number cable to buy, is not even spec and so on. Anyway, HP helped us identify the power numbers and they said they will send us one. That was 2-3 weeks ago. So I'll check on that thread to ask if it got actually shipped and then check with HE to make sure it got received. And once it's received, put a task to plug the cable. So we should have the cable. I mean, HP found it and said they send it, but let me confirm that.
okay.
And we already purchased, I don't think it arrived, like a 8 GPU server or whatever that comes with all power cords and everything from start. So any new DPU we get, we can just plug it in there, will work, and then we can find a home for it as we order servers, individual servers.
So Rahul, also on your, once we have the cable arrived, we would like to run the same Ansible, obviously, to install the card with the right firmware, exactly like Laura saying. So any help in that department will also be good, and you can obviously test it in your lab with your Marvell card. So once we have the cable and everything, it will run seamlessly inside our lab as well. So I already have some playbook code for Mount Evans card over there, just a little bit. So we can add also one for Marvell card. So once it arrives, it will start running. So you can work on that task as well, which is more close to you, like home.
Yep.
okay,
Sounds good.
what else do we want to capture in here?
Guess,
Right, yeah, a right automation for Rahul to help with automation, with Ansible automation on the Marvell card.
Yeah.
In specifically, let's start with what firmware update, for example, right? As an example, Rahul, if you want something more priority, that's your decision.
Yeah, got it. Yep. Got it.
Anything else you guys want me to add in here?
I think good list for me to start with. We can keep on.
Got a few things.
But Boris, yeah, feel free to add. I'll start.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Marcia, just if you have a couple of minutes, just try to run it, see if it works for you, what doesn't work, and we can obviously. You don't have to fix it yourself. Just report the issues, and I'll help you fix it. I want this to be our main tool.
So this is Rahul and it's Marsha, right?
And myself as well.
I need to make this, I need to put this into milestone, labels, projects. Okay, open. Edit. Where did that go? Or is it started or is it in to do? It's in progress, isn't it? Because you've done some stuff in the playbook already,
Yes.
right?
It's in progress, yes. Right.
So I need to add both Boris and. All right. Is there anything else that we want to cover today in here? Do we want to look at any of our issues that we've got currently? Do we want to go through anything? I know there was a lot that happened at the LF1 summit because you guys did a bunch of demos. I don't know if that's been tracked in here though correctly.
I marked right now, commented right now on 3 issues that you can move from in progress to completed.
Okay,
So everything that is OpenTelemetry, Grafana.
this, yeah,
this is all-
that needs to move. Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Nice
So
work.
Sure.
And then this one as well, the collector aggregator, or
Yeah.
is that Rahul?
Yes, yes. No, you can, I did it. You can close it as well.
All right, and then the EVP and POC? And IP,
No idea about that.
those aren't done yet, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
That I don't know because it's Marsha.
Got it.
Yeah, so with the EVPN POC, I'm able to run everything on both Intel cards and Bluefield 3 without OPI API.
Uh-huh.
So OPI API VPN bridge makes a lot of assumptions that are not necessarily valid, and I don't know why they are made. So I logged the bug, I believe, in OPI API VPN bridge. It expects more interfaces on Intel card. Of course, on Bluefield they are not there, so it will fail. And I don't understand why, because I don't need those to make it work with FRR. And if I remove the bridge, everything works. But that basically defies the purpose of having an OPI API. So at this moment I log bugs and hopefully they will make it more generic and not
Can
have those.
you document manually how you did the EVPN work on the
Yes.
the cards, and then we
Yeah.
can automate it in scripts.
Yeah, I can definitely document that, and it's I think we have a Docker compose file actually that does everything.
Amazing. Let's do that. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Let's
bring
publish
everything
it.
up.
Yeah, let's publish the Docker compose and
This is the other thing. I have all these IPsec demos done and finalized for all 3 cards, including Marvel. I need that PyDPU updated in PyPy, please, because right now I'm again copying manually gRPC files inside the test folder to get it work.
I approve the pull request. Mark can merge it. Ping him if he's not merging it this week.
It's not about, okay, merging like merging, but to publish it in PyPy.
No, it's publishing automatically via merging. There is a pull request, release me please. Once you merge it, it's automatically published to PyPy.
We merged a month ago and it didn't publish anything. It's still the 1-year-old stuff there.
No, the release please, the release point 2.
So somebody needs to click the button to create a release.
Once you do that, the release is automatically created.
I see. Okay, but the release needs to be created. Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
I ping Mark.
I explained to Mark how it works, so he can merge it.
Okay.
I also can merge it, but he said he wanted like to talk to you first or something. But
Okay.
again, this is bureaucracy. We can make it work in a couple of minutes.
Okay. I'll have to drop. Anything else for me?
I don't believe so unless you want to go through action.
Okay.
Okay.
No. Thank you. All right. Bye.
Thanks, Marsha.
Thanks.
Laura,
Yeah.
number 2 here, the install Prometheus Grafana, you can also move to done. This is also
Okay.
completed.
Good. I was wondering about that. I know that Chanley had some work there. Is there anything else that we want to cover today?
No, we can postpone to next week. We covered a lot today.
Okay. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Boris. Thanks for
Yeah.
a whole very productive
Thank
meeting, you guys. This is awesome.
Cheers.
Thank you, guys.
Great.
Bye.
Take care.